Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery, and it is late, a little bit late. It's not really late for us. It's like 10:24. Um, so for us here, we're usually up much later than this, but it's late for us to be coming on live. And we're sorry about that. We were doing a lot of errands today, doing a lot of things to prepare for Tucson and just try to get ourselves ready for what's happening. So I'm going to sit here a little bit and just kind of chat and give people some time to filter in. Because it's not our normal time. And I know if there's anyone still awake out there, maybe they'll tune in once they get their notifications that we're actually live and things are happening. Um, but yeah, it's been quite a long day. We've been busy. I was driving all over today. I mentioned yesterday that I'd be probably driving to Johnstown, so I went up to check on our Johnstown building. Um, that is the future home of one of our new endeavors, most likely. But we are, we're slow going at that. It's this year has been a little, well, last year, 2022 is a little bit more rough than any of us really thought it was going to be. So, and we don't know what we're gearing up for 2023, right? There's a lot of things that are up in the air as far as how the economy is going to go and how things are going to, pan out. So, anyway, I was up there today just to check on the building and make sure all is okay with the tenants we have, and just check on. I always like to go down in the basement to check on the basement and make sure things are okay there. So I did that, and uh, everything was good, which was a good sign. Good things, and that. Then I had to go to Lowe's after that. So I went to Lowe's to pick up. We have some machines that we have in the studio at Star Cottage Studio that we have not been able to use yet because they're not bolted down, and it's very dangerous to use them when they're not bolted down. So I had to go get some bolts, and I measured for those yesterday. I hope I measured correctly. I probably should have like drawn some kind of sketch or cut out a piece of paper with the hole size because the bolts I got look bigger than they should be. But we'll see. Who knows? That's not my forte. So I got nuts and bolts and some washers to hopefully hold all that machinery down, and also picked up some lights for the store for Allegory Gallery. We were some of our fluorescent tube lights went out, so I picked up some of those. So hopefully the back room now when I do lives there is going to be a little brighter. I did pick out bright. I always pick out daylight bulbs, like the bright, the cool color. Even though like in the house, I like the warm tones. Like my light back here is in the warm tone right now. But for some reason, whenever I buy stuff for the store, I always think that we buy the daylight, bright, cool color. We don't. They're all yellow except for this one bright blue light now. Um, but that's okay. We can either switch it out later or, just deal with it. I do think sometimes jewels and gemstones look better under the bright light, but the ambiance is thrown off a little bit. I think it almost makes you feel too like a cold feeling. I know it's a cool light, but it almost feels sterile. So I don't know if they're going to stay in for very long, but we'll see. Um, we'll see. Andrew says, many thanks to those who participated in the flash sale who helped us get the new equipment. Yeah, so there's new equipment and old equipment. And there's some stuff that's been around for a while, and we just haven't been able to use it because we haven't bolted it down or had time to do that. So now that we have 2 or 3 things that need this to be done, we said we need to do this and just do it for everything. So that's what we're doing. Suzanne is with us. Hello, Suzanne. Hello, June. Thanks for tuning in. If you're out there, I see a few people watching. I know this is not our normal time. So if you are watching, thank you for tuning in. And I hope you are enjoying your evening. But I don't really have a lot to show you today, except I wanted to take you, maybe some of you have been interested. I've been interested a lot in the Cricut. The Cricut Maker 3 is what I have. And I got that for our anniversary. That was my anniversary gift. And you know, it's been really nice, but I barely used it because I haven't had time to sit down and really look at it and use it very much. So today, you know, we're gearing up for Tucson, and we have to make, we don't have to, but we want to make some jewelry tags. If you know us at Allegory Gallery, most of our jewelry is on display. We don't really make jewelry kind of to go in that kind of same way. Like we bring it to the counter and we pack it up nice, but it's not on jewelry tags like you would see maybe at a show or something like that. So we are going to a show, and we are going to be using those kind of things that would make sense to have at a show. So I know a lot of you do shows who watch us, and you know, you make your own jewelry, you do your own shows, and I know many of you may not have a Cricut. I didn't have one. I didn't have one for a long time. And I'm not the best at it. I've just spent, I went to Michael's today to get cardstock. And so I got the cardstock from Michael's, and we got this craft color, which I think it's going to be nice. They didn't have a lot in we wanted the 110 pound, like the over 100-pound cardstock, the heavy duty cardstock. Because it's best for the jewelry tags. Otherwise, they're too flimsy. So we have the craft paper, which is a very thick 110-pound cardstock. And this is one sheet. You can see it's pretty, I don't know if you can tell, but it's pretty thick, pretty nice. And I also, while I was there, Michael's is dangerous. I'm not a big craft person, not yet. But I can see how this could be dangerous for me. So I don't know if any of you have a Cricut or use anything like this. I know there are other brands like Silhouette, or I think it's called, or something else. There were a bunch of them there. And there are more and more, I know, showing up. But the Cricut Maker 3 is what I got for anniversary. And I've been trying to figure out how to use it. And what we can use it for. Like I could, I guess, go crazy crafting stuff, but if it's not for a purpose, I have a hard time justifying spending the time doing it. So I thought, okay, we can make jewelry tags with this. This is something we can do. And then while I was at Michael's, they have this, I don't know if it's new or not, but they have this foil transfer kit. Who knew? So I was like, wait, can we put the Allegory Gallery logo in foil on the jewelry tags? Is that something we can do? Or can we use this down the line for stickers and things like that? So I had to get that. It was not that expensive at all, obviously, because we don't have money right now. So it was one of those things that I was like, okay, this could be a good thing. Andrew said those lights are great for task lighting. Yes. We can warm up the space by adding warmer ambient light on the side. It's like what we do to warm in the front to warm it up. The front actually has the warm lights, which is maybe one of the reasons why the store is, well, one of the reasons the store is dark is because we have 2 lights in each thing, and there can be 4 lights. So I think we need to add more lights. And that's another thing I was thinking about. Anyway, Andrew says we're going to 3 shows. We're doing a lot of shows. Doing a lot of shows in Tucson. So jewelry tags, I said, let's look at this. Let's see what we can do here. So I don't know if you're interested in this at all. But I figure, hey, while I'm doing this, for those of you who may not have a Cricut, or for those of you who do and just want to see what we're doing, or maybe you've been interested in, you know, kind of maybe getting one for yourself and you're not sure how it all works. I've played enough around today that I can make a jewelry tag. So I think that's might be that's what I'm going to show you today. And if you don't want to watch, you can sign off, because that's all we're going to do today. But look at this. I have a Barnaby. I have a Barnaby on my lap. I asked him if he wanted to come and do a show with me, because everyone loves to see Barnaby. And Gilbert, but Gilbert ran out of the room. He was here for a while too. And he wanted to do the show, but he's a little bit tired. So now he's taking a little nap. Andrew says, it might be nice to add decorative designs to the tags that correspond with the things we're selling. Maybe. They have all different things you can use in this. It's pretty cool. Pretty amazing. But you know, we've only, you know, hit the little bit of potential that we could, I think, use this for. Suzanne says cinnamon is with me. Nice. Hey, Sandra, thank you for tuning in. Sandra, I know you just started a jewelry business, right? So maybe this is something that you could use if you don't have one already. I don't know. Paula says, I have a Cricut and had not thought about tags for fairs, right? You know, I'm kind of purpose driven. I'm not, you know, I'm not going to sit around and think, oh, I could craft this for a journal. Or like, if I have a purpose, that helps me like focus in on something sometimes. So I said, we're going to a craft show. We have these things, we have these displays that Andrew got that spin and they hold, you know, what would be a jewelry card for earrings or pendants. And I'm like, we don't have them. And I know you can buy jewelry cards, I guess, but they're kind of like, you don't have much customization over them, and they look like, sometimes they look like everyone else's. Or you can cut your own out, you know, you take a hole punch and cut some stuff out, but that is annoying. That is annoying sometimes. I know our friend Jen, who teaches, I was talking to her today about this, and she cuts each one of hers out. She says she has like a 3 or 4 step process. And she uses 4 or 5 different kinds of tools before she gets hers completely done. And I said, oh my goodness. So I think this is a good thing. I think this is a thing that is going to be useful for us to do this, and we can expand to maybe more things in the store with tags, or at least even backings, because we put bags on. You know, sometimes we hang up the plastic bags with little bags that we fill beads and stuff, and we hang them on the spinny displays. But maybe putting a cardboard backing on there that's decorative or something would make it look a little better. I don't know. So it's just things we're thinking about. Sandra says, I don't have one. So this might be interesting. I don't know. If you're interested in this, hang out with me and I'll show you kind of the process. I don't know if this is going to, I'm going to try and turn this. By the way, I'm in my office. So over here, over there, that's the desk that you normally see us at. So that's the window over there that we normally sit in front of. And that's my desk that has my computer on it over there. And, you know, that's just where we sit. That's the long place where we show you stuff most of the time. So I'm in this corner now. I recently rearranged my room. So over here, I have my Cricut supplies. This all came with it. I got a power pack of something, so this all came with it. And then I have all my records, and these are all my photo albums from my grandmother and records that I've collected. Vinyl albums. If records, they're not like date and time records. They're vinyl albums. So I have that with me. I like that in my room. I like, you know, that's from my grandmother. She was the photographer in our family. Not that she was, you know, that's not what she did for a job, but whenever there were family events or anything going on, my grandmother had her camera out. And luckily, because of that, we now have albums full of family memories that otherwise no one else in our family did that, except my Aunt Ethel on my dad's side. So whenever we did anything on my dad's side of the family, usually my Aunt Ethel had her camera, and anytime on my mom's side of the family, my grandmother had her camera. And she did some video camera filming too, which I forgot she ever did. I knew she had one, but I had no idea she used her camcorder. It was one of those big ones that you had to sit on your shoulder back in the 90s, 80s and 90s. And I totally forgot she actually used it. I didn't actually know she used it that much because, you know, I was in school or wasn't around, but she took videos of us and I totally forgot she had done that. So I've been watching some of those videos and things over time and trying to digitize them. So anyway, that's my office. This is my little desk that I'm making out for a little craft desk. This is our little photo scanner. So if you have a lot of photos like I have here and you want to scan them quick, this is an Epson Fast Photo, it's called. Search that, Epson Fast Photo. It can scan a picture a second, 1 picture every second. And that's the medium speed, I believe. I think it's 1 picture every 30 seconds if you reduce the quality. And then you can increase the quality to where it's a photo every 10 seconds or every 15 seconds, something like that, maybe. So yeah, it's crazy. And I think I got that wrong. It's 1 photo a second in the medium quality. It's faster than that in the cheaper quality. And in the higher end, yeah, it's like a photo every 30 seconds or something like that. Andrew says we can put a link for that because it's useful. Yeah, we'll put a link for any of this stuff. Andrew can do his Amazon affiliate links. I don't have access to that. I should just set up an account so that I can prepare these videos like that. But the fast photo, super nice. Like, I have boxes of family photos. Most of them are in albums, which is what's taking me a while. I started years ago and kind of got out of it. I have this thing that, like, when I open my grandmother's albums, I don't want the photos to not be in the right order that she put them in. Like, it may not be the right order, but it's the order she had them in, and that means a lot to me. I'm sentimental that way. So I have to take a picture of every single album, and I take out all the photos then of every page. I take a picture as I go, and then I put them all back in that way. So it takes me a long time to get through them. But if you have like some people have like shoe boxes full of photos, and I have 1 or 2 of those from my grandmother. If they're mostly all the same size, you put them in here. You can put them in here, I don't know, 30, 40 at a time. And in a matter of less than probably a minute or so, you'll have them all scanned and done. And it scans front and back. It's amazing. It's a beautiful thing. My mother got me that shortly after we had cleaned out my grandmother's property, and because she knew I wanted to scan the photos in for the family. So she got me that, and it's been so much easier than like taking pictures or a flatbed scanner. Really nice. And my grandmother always, not always, but mostly a lot of the time wrote on the back of the photos. So when I was taking pictures of them, I'd have to flip them over and do them. This scans front and back at the same time. At the same time. And then it enhances the photo if you want it to, or you can leave it as it is. So nice. If you want one of those, I highly suggest it. Andrew said we'll get a link for that so we can put it in the links here in the comments. And then this is my Cricut machine. It's not that big. There it is compared to my hand. And it sits open like this when you're working. It folds itself up whenever you're not using it. And I don't know what the best way to do this. I guess if I flip the camera like this, can you all kind of see what I'm doing? Can you see that? Okay. If I do that, because I have to have my hands, so hopefully you can kind of see what I'm doing. And this is my MacBook. I'm an Apple person, as many of you know, so the MacBook is where it's at for me. I was very lucky. Well, I wasn't not so much lucky that my old laptop died, but my old laptop died. And so I ended up getting another laptop. And this is the M1 Pro chip in the 14-inch MacBook. And so it's really nice. And the nice thing about this is the screen on this is very good for color quality. If you want to see accurate colors, the screen on this particular laptop, the 14-inch and the 16-inch MacBooks, are very good for color quality. And they're made that way. I forget which LED they are. I forget, mini LED, OLED, I can't remember. I should know that, but I'm getting out of, it's out of my head these days. But it's really good for color accuracy. And so when we're doing color proofing for photos on the web and stuff, I use this. I have my desktop over there, but it's an older one, and the quality is not as good as these new laptops. These are really, really good for color proofing. So if you're looking for something like that, the 14-inch and the 16-inch MacBook Pros, definitely good for that. The MacBook Airs, they don't have the same screen. It's only these two, the 14-inch and the 16-inch right now, that have that screen that's calibrated for color editing like that. Andrew says, can you hear when I run the hairdryer? I can only hear it a little bit, but I don't think they're going to hear it on camera. So how's everyone doing out there? I don't want to just talk to you. How are you all doing? Are you doing okay? Sandra says, I love Apple too. Just got an Apple Air laptop. The Airs are really nice. The Airs are really nice. And I don't know if you got the M2 or the M1 Air. They are really nice. They have the Airs they keep in the last generation screen, but they're still a very good. They're a Retina screen, which means that the pixels. Retina means that if you hold the device at the length from your face that it's supposed to be, you will not see pixels. And so all of Apple's screens right now, I believe, are all Retina screens. I'm not sure about the very base iPad, if that's a Retina screen. I think they're all Retinas. So they're really good. These ones on the 14-inch and the 16-inch, they bump up the quality a little bit. And I forget what they call these. Pro, like they have the big monitor that's a Pro XDR, I think they call it. I'm losing it with all of these names they're coming up with lately. I think it's the Pro XDR. And that screen is meant for color proofing for cinema and photography. And it's about, I think, a $4,000 or $5,000 monitor. They made these smaller and they put them in the laptops, in the 14-inch and the 16-inch Pros. And so that's what that screen is. And it's meant for color proofing and color grading. It has more dimmable zones, which means that in like a large size regular monitor, oftentimes they have large lights inside. You can't dim just a section of the screen. These have many more dimming zones so that you can brighten and dim different parts of the screen, which also saves power. So when the black goes black, they can shut them off in that zone instead of just having like half the, like sometimes you see ghosting or it's like gray looking sometimes. So anyway, all of the Apple monitors are good. You're not going to go wrong with those. There is a difference though, and that's one of the reasons that the Pros cost more for the 14-inch and the 16-inch is because these screens are so nice for that, and that's what they're meant for. Before this, I had the M1 MacBook Pro, the 13-inch, and I loved it. I had it for about 6 months or something, and then my aunt needed a computer, so she asked if she could buy that one off me, and then I upgraded to this one because she knew that this one came out after I got mine, and I wanted it anyway. Yeah. So anyway, they're all nice. Sandra, you're going to love yours if you've not gotten to use it very much. But the Air, before I got this, well, actually the 13-inch MacBook Pro, the M1, I almost bought the Air instead because there's not much of a difference between those. So the only reason I upgraded this one is because of the screen. And there's a few other things, but mostly it was because of the screen quality. So if you're looking for your next one sometime, check those out. But you're not going to get lighter than the Air. These are heavy. Paula says, I use my iPad Air with the Cricut and it runs pretty well. Yeah, I used my iPad. I have an old iPad Pro, the very first 11-inch that came out like 4 or 5 years ago now, I think 2018. And I used that for the very first setup for the Cricut, and it was great. It was actually really nice. But because I have this on my desk and I just had my laptop up here, I use this. So anyway, this is a Cricut Mat, and I accidentally got foil on it because I wasn't thinking. So ignore that. But the Cricut has mats, and you don't need mats necessarily for the Maker 3 if you're using the materials made by Cricut. So this is an iron-on. This is a smart material made by Cricut, and if you use their brand of stuff and their, that smart stuff, this is a smart iron-on. If you use those, you do not need these mats. But because I'm using the cardstock that isn't made by Cricut, and it's not set up that way, you use a mat. And the mat helps you position everything. It has some sticky on it. It's a little bit sticky. And it helps you align. It has if you can see that, it has rulers on the side in metric and in imperial. So you can use that to help you line up stuff. And so what I did And what we're going to look at, these are very simple. These are just jewelry cards. And you can do all different kinds of designs, but we kind of like, we like basic, but, nice, right? And they have there's designs and you can make your own design too. But they have some that have cutouts and, the frilly edges and different shapes. But we're going to try going with mainly basic, I think, for that. Sandra says, I use it all the time. My 27-inch Mac is dying. That's why I purchased it. Yeah, I have the 27-inch desktop over there. And knock on wood, it's still going pretty strong. And I use that when I'm sitting at the desk over there and doing bigger work. Just because sometimes it's nice to sit in front of a bigger screen. But, I use my laptop most of the time, or my iPad. Andrew is big on using his phone. Andrew uses his phone. He doesn't have he has a computer at the studio. But he uses his phone for everything. Long format, doesn't matter. Like, I can't sit on a phone and type like he can. So I like a good keyboard and a computer. So sometimes my iPad fits that bill. But I've really fallen in love with the laptop. So that was a good buy. That was a good buy. So I figure maybe I'll take you through this if y'all want to see how this works. It's pretty dang easy, actually, for those of you who don't have one. So what you do is you start out really on the computer. And I don't know if you can see this. I wish I could zoom in for you. But what I have here is, let me see, I can make this bigger at least. How about we do that? How about we do that? There, that makes it a little bigger. Okay, so here we have on here, I have it zoomed at 200%. We have the jewelry tag, and you can create your own files. They are actually the same files that we use to create our wooden pendants when Andrew does the designing for the wooden pendants. So we can actually maybe cut some stuff that are in the shapes of some of his cutout pendants, which is kind of cool. We have some plans for doing some things maybe in enamel that way. But this is just a basic jewelry tag, and we're going to do it on this cardstock right here. And so then we're also going to do, even though we've decided, I think, in the end, that we're not going to do the foiling, because the foiling takes away. So I don't know if you can see that. It can put foil on paper. And so we did a little bit of foiling there. And I don't know if we're going to do it on the actual cards in the end, because it kind of distracts a little bit from the design, and it's a little bit more time consuming to do. It looks I've gotten it to the point where it looks nice. I've played around for a few hours with it, because the foiler this foiling thing on the Cricut likes to only do outlines of things. It's meant to outline things. And so to get it to actually fill in like that, took me some YouTube searching and following some other people to figure out how to get that to work. But what we're going to do is we're just going to line this up pretty basically on here. And because this has an adhesive on it, that then sticks on there. And it works really well to hold that on. You don't need it like, this is the standard grip. There's a heavy grip, like a stronger grip, and there's a lighter grip. I'm just using the standard because it holds it on enough for us to do the work that we're going to do today. Sandra says, can you do long jewelry tags? Most of my earrings are longer than standard cards. Yes, you can do, I think you can do up to 2 feet. I think you can do up to 2 feet on this, on the Cricut Maker 3. It's the biggest Cricut I think they have right now, and you can do things up to 2 feet long. So technically you could make your own design, but the nice thing about this is you can see here, maybe, let me see, maybe, I can't move this too much because I have it all plugged in, but this is sizable. So you can make a small jewelry tag, you can make a huge jewelry tag. Why isn't my... The one thing I have noticed is sometimes this program likes to freeze up, just like it did now. Of course, as I'm just about to use it, right? Oh, come on. Of course I'm going to have technical issues. Wow, this didn't happen. None of this happened, I promise you, while I was actually not live on camera. Well, everybody, I can't even get out of this. It locked up the entire computer, which is hard to do. Normally you can Command Option Escape and get out of something. Let's see if I unplug the Cricut, if that works. Nope. There we go. Let me back in. Nope. Boy. All right, everybody. This is what we do then. The worst thing you can do to a computer, just shut it off. Just shut it off. So let's restart that. I hope my battery's not dead. Maybe that was part of the problem. There's that nice sound we like to hear. Sandra says Murphy's Law, you know, right? Andrew says the curse of the demo. Isn't that true? Isn't that true? Amy says, I love using the Cricut. I used to make my dad a t-shirt for Christmas. Yeah, you can do so much with this. Like, so my sister-in-law, she uses hers a lot. Here, I may as well turn this while we're just chatting and waiting for my computer to restart, even though it's fast. So you can do a lot with the Cricut, and you can make, they have infusible inks, so you can make like mugs, you know, like your own coffee mug with your own design around it. You can do, as Amy said, you can do t-shirts. So you can press your own t-shirts, which is why for the Allegory Gallery t-shirt, most of our t-shirts, I believe, were made with one of these. Our friend was using this to make it. So you can make them with that. You can do so much stuff. It cuts so many different things. Like I was showing you some of this. This is an iron-on, so this is like iron-on vinyl material. If you want to make a shirt in this beautiful gloss or glittery gold, you can use that. It's pretty cool. I've not gotten into much, but my sister-in-law has the t-shirt press and a hat press. You can make hats, baseball caps. You can put stuff on them, and a mug press to make the mugs. And she didn't buy the Cricut brand for the press and the mug and all that because for the size of press she has, the Cricut version is $900, everybody. Which I'm not saying it's a bad deal. You know, it's good to stay with the same brand if you can, but she got hers for a lot less, and it works very well. So, you know, I can't, like I said, if you can afford the Cricut one, hey, why not? It's the same brand. It works, I'm sure, flawlessly with the whole system. But you can also buy other brands. So it's a great thing. And let's see, we're back up and running. And it came right back to where I was, which is a great thing. Barnaby's here in my lap. He's getting himself clean today. Can you see okay? I think you can see okay. So let's see if this works again. Maybe I won't show you the same thing that I was doing before, which was resizing this jewelry card, because Sandra's asking if you make them bigger. But yeah, you can take this and you can resize it. You can create your own files, creating them in SVG format, which is a vector format. And what that means is no matter what size you make a vector file to start with, when you increase it and decrease it in size, it never loses quality. So you know when you take a JPEG and you blow it up, it gets grainy. That doesn't happen with a vector file. So you can make a vector file that is very small sized. So like all of our wooden pendants are made in vector file format. So the files are less than a megabyte generally each. They're usually like 200 or 300 kilobytes. But what that allows you to do is you can take that file and that drawing, that design, and you can blow it up to be infinitely big if your software and whatever you're making it on can handle that. So if we wanted to make a wooden pendant, you know our wooden pendants, they're generally like this. If we wanted to make one that was the size of the wood that goes in the laser, which is about 12 inches by 22 inches, we could blow up the same file and not lose any quality in that. So that's what this uses as well. You can also import JPEGs and regular formats too. But if you have Adobe Illustrator or it's called Ink something is the free version. I can't think of the name now, but there's an app called Ink something, and which doesn't help you, I'm sure. But you can create those files using line art, and that's what this pretty much this is. I got this from a template on the Cricut website, and it was free. It was free. So you can take this and you can resize it if you want to. I don't want to resize it. I want to leave it the size that it is, which is about 3.4 inches by 2.43 inches, which I actually think I may have actually resized it from this at some point. But that's that, just to show you. And then I have the little AG logo down here, and I have doctored this AG logo with the way that I learned how to make the, so let me show you. So I don't know if you can see this. Can you see that AG down there? Do you see how that foil is? There it is, right there. That foil is just outlining our logo, right? And so that's what the Cricut likes to do. It takes any graphic or logo or whatever you have and converts it to an outline, and then it foils the outline, which is a good thing generally, right? But what I wanted more was a full-on foiling. And so that took me a little while to figure out how to do by watching some YouTube videos. So that's what we're going to try to do today. And I already have doctored up our logo in the system here, hopefully, to do that. All right. So I'm going to make this logo pretty small because I don't want it to take up a lot of room on here. And so I'm going to take that logo and let's just put it in this corner. And I don't know if you can see any of that. I should blow this up again. I'm afraid to do too much because of what happened when I did it before. Okay, can you see that a little bit now, right? Let's see if I can move this in a little bit. We're going to leave it back there because I'm going to be showing you everything, and it's going to be easier to be like this. Anyway, so I moved this logo into this corner, and what this program allows you to do, you just select everything, and you right-click, and you attach them together. So they're attached now. Actually, before I do that, let me detach them, and I need to make sure I made this logo. See, I left the logo as a cut. You have to change it to the foil. So I'm going to make it a bold foil, and we're going to foil it in silver today. Foil it in silver. Okay, now it's ready. Now I select them both. I attach them together. And I know you can't see all this, so sorry about that. But this was just like a thing that I decided to do. I wasn't even going to do it live because I wasn't sure we had anything to do. But hopefully, you know, you're following along a little bit. It's really simple. Believe me, it's really simple. So you attach it together, especially if you've used any type of design software. It's like grouping. A lot of software calls it group or ungroup. This calls it attach or detach. So you're attaching two things together. And then what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to hit Make It. And hopefully we're still plugged in. It's going to ask me, do you want to do it on a mat? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say it's the 12 by 12 mat because that's what I have here is the 12 by 12 mat with an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper on it. So we're going to confirm that. And then what it's going to say is, where on that mat are you going to put this? Where are you going to put this stuff? So what it allows me to do is, if I've done this and I want to put it below here, then this screen, what it allows me to do is it allows me to move my image to wherever I want using, because the mat has the guidelines. It has inches and centimeters or millimeters on here, centimeters actually. It allows me to move this around and place it exactly where I want it. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to leave it right in the upper corner, which is where I want it anyway. And it's going to show me on here that at about the 3-inch mark down to about the 3 3/4 mark is where my logo is going to go. So I know that because I need to know that because I have to put this foil, this little foil on there. And what I'm going to do is, if I can find des ciseaux, où es-tu? They're where they're supposed to be. Imagine that, my scissors. So I'm going to cut a little piece of foil. I know that this logo is less than 1 inch big, so I'm just going to cut a little piece of my foil because I don't want to use all the foil. I don't need to use all the foil. So I know by looking at my drawing that my logo is going to go right about there on this mat. All right, so you put the foil in, glossy side up, and they give you this convenient little sticky tape, and we're going to tape that foil down really good. We're going to tape the foil down really good. You don't want it to move. You don't want it to bubble up. Can you see Gilbert? Gilbert's trying to come over and get in on the action too. So I'm going to tape this foil down, and you don't have to worry about taping it down onto your, whoops, Gilly. You don't have to worry about taping it down onto your paper because this sticky tape comes right off the paper. It's really, really nice. It doesn't leave any residue. It comes right off. You can also use masking tape. A lot of the people I watched on YouTube, they just use masking tape so that they don't have to keep buying this brand name stuff all the time. So that's about right. Hopefully I got it in the right place, but I just tape it down really good so there's no bumps. And I've set this up that it's going to be on the mat. It says there's going to be a bold foil with a basic cut after that. So because I attach those two things together, it knows I'm doing both jobs. I'm doing a jewelry tag and a foiling. The foiling comes first. Please say you're connected. Okay. And I already have heavy cardstock set up in here. I've had heavy cardstock because that's what I've been using to play around. I put it as my favorites so that it's locked in there so I don't have to go searching for heavy cardstock. And they have a huge list of materials you can use. Heavy cardstock's one of them, but it's way down on the list, so I favorited it, which is a good thing to do. So now what it's saying is in here, this little, I wish I had zoom capability, so we're going to bring this in a little further. Barnaby just ran. He's like, you are too bumpalicious over here, bumping me around. So there's A and there's B. Most of the blades and things in the Cricut go into B, I've noticed. I don't know what A is for yet. Maybe if you're out there, you can tell me what A actually does. I haven't used it yet. Maybe it's for pens, because you can do markers and pens and draw stuff. So B, there's this little lever that attaches it in and holds it down, and then this pops open. So the blades and things for this look like these two little things. All right, this one is actually a blade. It has a blade in there. And then this one is kind of, I don't know what you want to call it. It's just, it has a rounded kind of bullet shaped, let me actually pull it out of there. It looks like this. It's a little rounded kind of bullet shaped thing, and it magnetically snaps in. And this foil project thing, this foil transfer kit that I got, it comes with 3 of these. So there's a fine, a medium, and a bold foil nib that you can use. And each one is marked. This one has 3 little lines on it so that you know it's the bold one. So I'm going to use the bold one because I want it to be as bold as possible. And then this just goes in here. You push this in, and then you lock this one down. And that locks it in for you. Burnisher, that's a good word, Andrew. That's exactly what it is. It's like a burnisher. All right, so it's telling me on my screen, there's no tool required in clamp A. So it tells you don't need anything in there, so don't worry about that. That one seems, I don't know what that one even does. Anyway, and then it says load the foil transfer tool, bold tip with 3 lines in B. That's what we've done. Tape the silver shiny foil with the shiny side up. We've done that. And then it says load the mat. So I'm going to pull this back a little bit so you can see. I'm going to load this mat. There are little lines, little, I don't know what you call them, little tabs, I guess, that you want to go under. And I'm going to move these. These are little rulers along here that help pull the paper in and out, and the mat in and out. And I don't want that running over my foil. So they're movable in there. So I'm going to move that over, and then it's going to hit the load button. So this button's been flashing, if you've noticed. You hit the load button, and it takes it in, and it's going to do its thing to get itself in the position that it knows it needs to be in. So it's kind of measuring itself, I think, and loading itself up. I don't know if there's a scanner in there that's scanning the position of where that's at or not. And now my little screen is saying hit go. So we're gonna hit go. And I'm gonna move the camera in here a little bit so you can kind of see. And hopefully I got the right position. It's very quiet too, isn't it? It's finalizing. Let's hope it works now that I'm live. There it goes. So this could take a little while because I'm just letting you see what it does. It's just pressing on that foil over and over again. And so this will take a little bit to do this. And that's because I spent a lot of time figuring out how to fill in, because we are not doing this outlined type of foil. This happens very quickly if you wanted to do it that way. But what we're actually doing is this fill-in foil. And when you have the letters filled in, what it does is it creates, there's a pattern that you install over top of this. And what it does is it creates lines. So what it's doing is it's doing multiple lines over and over and over in every section of this A and G. And that's the only way you can trick it into doing that I've found so far. If any of you know anything else, let me know. But what it's doing is it's tricking it into thinking that it's a solid fill, or tricking your eye into it being a solid fill. But all it's doing is it's doing line after line after line after line after line. Because if you put in a logo in here that has a solid fill and you select the foil, the software is going to automatically outline it. I've tried many different things. It's going to automatically outline it. So if you want it to fill in, you have to put over top of that. To the naked eye on your screen, it looks like it's a black fill, but it's not. It's actually multiple, probably hundreds of little lines going through that on the computer screen looks like it's solid. But when it actually goes to do this printing or burnishing or the foiling, it's constantly doing one line after another, after another, after another, after another. And it's not moving very much each time so that it fills that area. It'd be like if you were, if you're like me and when you're on the telephone, you doodle. It's like when you make doodle lines until they're like a solid block of something. That's what this is doing over and over and over again. So if you have any questions, I don't know if I can answer everything, because like I said, I'm just getting started on this. Amy sounds like she knows more about it probably than I do. She says they can do so many cool things, right? It's really cool. So, and you know, if you know me, you know I'm not into like crafting too much, but I might be soon because this makes me want to do things. I told Andrew it's a little scary going to Michael's now that I have one of these. Like Michael's was always scary as it was because I'd buy things that I might not use, but now I might buy things that I might use and it would make me want to buy more. So, yeah. But you can get these other places, not Michael's. We got this directly from Cricut because they had a really good sale that just happened to come up during our anniversary. And we're like, okay, that was my gift for anniversary. So I got like a big pack of stuff. I got tools. So there, I should show you these too. I got a tool set. Some of the tools in here are duplicates because they sent 2 different tool sets. And I have some of the tools in here. So they send you this little spatula. And if you're doing vinyl and things, this helps you to get underneath. Because what happens is the vinyl sticks, right? And you have to peel it up. So if you do intricate little work, you have to peel each little thing out. Like our AG logo, if you've ever noticed, there's little dots through the A and the G. And those are little beads is what they're supposed to be. But when you, like I tried doing our AG logo just on vinyl, and you have to, like for t-shirts, you have to pop each one of those out of there and get them out. So this helps you like get underneath and lift things up, which is useful. This is very useful. It helps you like lift those edges so you can get this underneath. Sometimes I'm like in here two-handed, like trying to get those out. You get these reversed tweezers, you know, the kind you squeeze to open and let go. These are really nice. They're good for metalworking too. Not maybe these ones, but this style of tweezer is really useful for metalworking because you don't wear your hand out holding things down. You know, if you're moving things around, you can just let go and it holds them. And then when you're ready to release it, you just squeeze them. So you wear your hands out less like that. And then there's this little spatula thing, which I've not used all these tools yet. And of course, there's a pair of scissors, which I could have used, but I forgot I had a new pair of scissors. So I've been using my old scissors. They're also my grandmother's scissors, so I like to use them, even though they're worn out a little bit. Yes, cross-locking. That's what these are called, the tweezers. Cross-locking, because they cross each other and then they lock, right? Makes sense. Sandra says, looks so cool. So we're making some progress on the G now, everybody. But all it's doing is it's pushing and moving a little bit, lifting up, pushing and moving a little bit, lifting up, pushing and moving a little bit and lifting up to make that AG in the foil. So this is another, see, you can see, I have that already, have that already, have that already, have that already. I don't have this. This is a scoring tool, I believe, which if you're making cards, if it allows you to score them so that you can fold them easier instead of having to, you know, just fold them by hand. So I think that's what that's for. It helps score things. More scissors, I have that, but this has a nice paper cutter underneath, so I got another paper cutter. I just haven't opened that yet because I haven't needed it, because most of those tools I have already. And then these are some pens, so you can draw with it. Jermaine says, you have to go through this process for each tag you make. If you want the foiling, which we're going to end up not doing because we've decided that it distracts from it. So if you really wanted to foil everything, yes, this would probably not be the way to go. This is great for foiling things that you don't want to make a lot of. So if you were doing like maybe a get well card or something that you wanted to add that to, the foiling, the outlining works really fast. This is a very not the way the machine's even supposed to be used, really. But we figured out a way to make it happen, make it do what I wanted it to do. But the actual cutting of the cards is pretty dang quick. So once it actually gets to that step, you'll see how quick that is to cut out the cards. But if you just wanted to outline your logo, it's very quick. That printing happens probably in a few seconds. Okay, so there it ejected that, and it says, oh, you're done with this step. All right, so what it's telling me is to remove the foil, but do not unload your mat. You got to leave your mat in there. It knows where it is right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this off. And I don't know if you can see what that did? It pressed through that foil and it laid this part of the foil on the paper. This part is the part that lays down on the paper. So it pushed through that to burnish this side into the paper. So now what it's saying to do is it's saying to put in your, wherever it is, I just saw it, must be under here, to put in your blade. And this is the little blade one. So we're going to open this one again. You unlatch it, you open this, you pull this one out, and we're going to put this one in. We're locked down, and then you hit the go button. All right, you hit the go button. And it knows where it is. It's going to check on that little blade over there. I don't know what it does. It always takes it to the corner. I haven't figured out what that does yet, though. Okay, now it's cutting the tag. This is the process it takes. If you just wanted to cut out some tags, this is how quickly you can get a tag done. And you can do any size, any shape you want. It's done. The tag is done, everybody. So you hit unload. And what we have on here, if you can see it, is the jewelry tag outline. So all you do, because I have this thick paper, it comes up really easily. You just pull it off. And there's your jewelry tag with your foiled logo, if you want to do a foiled logo. Now, like I said, you probably would not do, if you wanted to do a foil logo, you would probably go with a bigger company to mass produce these if you really need a lot of them. But if you just need a few, that's not a lot of time. And you can set, like I could set up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I could set up about 9 of these on this, load it up, and just walk away. So it would go through and foil everything, and then I would just have to come back to take the foil off and send it back through to have them cut it out. But if you just want to cut these, I could have cut like 9 of these very quickly with no issues. And you have your own jewelry tag for whatever size you want. And then if you have a stamp, you know, you could stamp your logo on here, or it does have, like I said, there are pens, and you could outline your logo. I haven't started playing with these pens very much yet. Not at all, actually. But these you can load in and you can play with your pens. So, but yeah, it's just a jewelry tag. So you can put earrings on there for a show, pendants, and it's a little foiled logo. And you can do all kinds of foil. I use silver foil, but there's bronze. I think there's gold, bronze, silver. That's what I have. But I also saw, let me flip these up. They also had like purple glitter foil and stuff like that. So you can do all kinds of foil. Oops, Gilbert, I didn't know you were back there, but you can do all kinds of things. So yeah, I did make that jewelry tag a little smaller, but see, so you can do any size you want. I made it smaller because, you know, I didn't realize it, but there it's smaller. And the logo is also smaller. So you can make things any size you want. So like Sandra was asking, if you have really long earrings and you can never find jewelry cards that fit right, and you know, one of the reasons we didn't use jewelry cards is sometimes earrings don't fit and they look bad when they're just like hanging off, or if they're too short, right? And they're just short earrings and you're putting this on this long card. So you can make cards that fit the actual things that you're making, and the cutting out process takes like a few seconds and it's done. So I don't know how interesting that was to anybody. Amy says that is so cool. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I saw the foil transfer kit and I had to try it. But I think it's harder to see on this cardstock. I think it lays down less well on this. I've seen some other demos of it working, and I think it's better on other materials. So I think this is just a hard sell for the cardstock, and that's one of the other reasons that we're probably not going to end up using it. But I like the foiling thing because you can add foil to anything. So if you want to do Christmas cards or you want to do anniversary cards for somebody, you can add the foil design on there. Like you can see on the box how they talk about, like, this is the kind of thing it's mainly made to do, is this kind of outlining design. And I've read a lot of articles and saw other people do demos of it. It looks really nice. It works really well. And you can get the foil sheets. These are the ones that come with it, but you can get the foil sheets, I think, in 12 by 12 size too. So if you're doing a big area, like maybe you're doing certificates for something, or, you know, like employee of the month or whatever, you can do the outlines of the certificates in the foil. So that would be pretty cool. Sandra says they do look bad. Yeah, jewelry looks bad no matter how nice it is if it doesn't fit on whatever you're showing it on. That's one of the things we have at the store. Like, we have different size earring stands, and sometimes like you've put all your earrings on and then you have this one like short pair of earrings and all you've got left is this really tall earring stand. It doesn't make sense. You got to go switch things around. So this way you can create small, medium, large. Andrew says, use these on the stickers for the passports. Yeah, you could do that. Actually, I think, like, I didn't realize this. I have cardstock, but it's sticker cardstock. They sent this with this too. It's bright colors, but it's sticker cardstock. So it's cardstock that you can peel off once you cut it, which is pretty cool. So maybe we can do the passport stickers in these next time or something. I don't know, but I just noticed that the other day. I thought it was cardstock, and I went to pull it out, and it was sticker cardstock. So, and then also when you're done with this whole thing, you just peel this off, and you can reuse this mat over and over and over again. Like I said, I accidentally laid the foil on it, not thinking that it was sticky, and it pulled up the foil. So that part of my mat is no longer sticky, but that's okay because I have all of this space that I can use for anything if I need to. And if it's something big like this, then the other stuff sticks enough. But there are, I don't know what I did with them. I have two other mats. They're across the room, but I have two other mats. One's a light sticky. This is the kind of standard medium sticky, and then there's a heavy sticky when you need extra stick to your stuff. If you're using, you can actually cut like 1/8 inch wood on the Cricut. It's crazy. Like you can cut wood with it. You can engrave with it. There's all different kinds of things. It's pretty amazing when you start looking at the materials, and it's a little bit scary when you start looking at the materials because you want to do all of it. So I don't know if you enjoyed that. I hope it gave you some idea of maybe if you want one of these at some point or what it could do for you. But there's a lot of things that it can do. Like I said, there's all different kinds of materials. This is a smart vinyl. It's a permanent vinyl, and it's in silver. So there's like stuff like that. There's the iron-on in all different kind of colors. What's this one? This is a smart vinyl. This is a heat transfer. So you can do things like that, a heat transfer onto a bag. So first you cut out your design. And this is this, can you see? There it is. Look at that. This is that kind of color, that kind of stuff. So you can cut out your design and then heat transfer that onto like a canvas tote or even a t-shirt, and it's there then. It's a smart iron-on, a heat transfer vinyl, and it's on your shirt then. You got that flashy on your shirt, which is kind of cool. Let me show you some other things that I got with my kit. This is another smart. This is a smart vinyl in gold. This is a smart iron-on in this flashy glitter silver. What else? And you can get this kit still. I think the price has gone back up on it, but you can still get the kit. This is transfer tape. This helps you pull stuff off. When you have things down on the mat and you need to pull them up, then it helps. And this is smart vinyl in black, white, and red. Smart vinyl in yellow, ocean, and grass. And then smart vinyl, I got another box of that in black, white, and red again, but it is removable vinyl. So removable vinyl, permanent vinyl. There's lots of stuff you can do with this, lots of projects. And the great thing about this is there is a big community of people out there who do this, and they share. I was talking with my sister-in-law, and she's like, if you can't figure out how to do something, just go to YouTube, because somebody has done it, and they will show you how to do it for free. And that's true, because when I was trying to figure out why is this outlining, can't I fill it in like we just did? Where did I put it? Where did I put the ones we just did? There it is. So there's the outline. That's what it wants to do. And there's what I wanted it to do, fill in the letters. It was on YouTube, everybody. with free samples of what to download and add to it and how to do it and how to make that happen. So cool things you can do with it. You can, like I said, you can make hats, you can make shirts, you can do a lot of stuff. You can make mugs. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So who knows where we're going to get up to next with it. But for now, we're going to be making some jewelry tags for Tucson. And so if you have any questions, let me know. Send us an email if you want to. But I hope this was interesting. It's something different. It wasn't beads today. We'll get back to beads next week, don't worry. But if you like these kind of things too, let us know. And maybe we'll do more of them as I learn more about how to use this machine and what all we can do with it. So thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Anybody have any questions? Anybody who else is out there with us today? I didn't even think I was going to go this long, but look, I went an hour already. That's crazy. I'll give a few seconds for anybody to say if they have any questions. Doesn't look like it. Hey, Helen, what are you doing up? What do you think we're doing up? We're always up at this hour. We're just not online at this hour usually. Yeah, no, we didn't do our live today earlier. Lorraine, you're not watching the replay. You're here right now. You're here right now. We're still live. Yeah, we didn't have our regular live today. So we were out. I was out doing errands today too much. I was in Johnstown checking on our building there, going to Lowe's, going to Michael's for some of this stuff. And I was playing around all day with this after I got home. So I wanted to have something more prepared, because if I would have done, like, I was going to do like a William Tries. Like, if you know my own page that I have a page on Facebook called William Tries Things. And it's me trying things and learning things. And I was going to just film myself trying this, but you just be happy I didn't do that because it was a long process learning how to do this. Let's see here. Jermaine says, if you wanted to print your logo, it would do that too. So what it would do is you could use these pens and you could outline your logo like it were hand drawn, but it would be drawn by a computer. So you can do that. If you've ever seen plotters, when I was in drafting in high school, they had a machine called a plotter, and a plotter used pens like this to draw like I can't think of the name. It just left my head. Blueprints. So a plotter is used to draw architectural drawings, and so this is basically something I wanted since I was in high school. It's like a mini plotter. So you can do that, and you could do that. Now, if you want to print your logo, what I would recommend is first, just take your sheet of whatever, feed it through your printer, print your logo in the locations where you want it to be, and then just send it through this to cut it. That would be a good way to definitely have your logo printed well, and then, or take it to a place and have them print it. But a lot of places won't do die cutting like this in different shapes and different things. So you could take it to a printer to have it printed, or print it on your own printer in the location. Like I might do Allegory Gallery across the bottom of each of these, and then ship this through and have it cut it in the right place. And again, this mat helps you line up where you put those, so you can make sure you're lined up in the right spot. That would be a way to do that. It is not a printer though. Like I said, I don't know if you've ever seen a plotter before. A lot of people probably haven't, but it is more like a plotter than it is a printer, if that makes any sense. Sandra says, so the sticky mat you use over and over. Yeah, you can use it over and over and over again. I don't know when it loses its stick, but my sister-in-law has had hers for a long time. And I think it's one of those that you I have to read about it more, but I think you can wipe it with a cloth, like a wet cloth, and get the gunk off of it, and then it kind of re-stickies itself. So it's like one of those things. But these are, I think this is $18 for each of the mats, or you can get like I got a bundle pack for cheaper for all three of them. But you use it over and over and over again. Yes. Lorraine says, wow, you're up my world, yeah, we're always awake. Andrew and I don't ever get to bed before never before midnight generally. And usually my bedtime is generally around 1:30 to 2. There are days I go way past that, but I'm trying to be more of a morning person, which I don't know if that's ever going to happen. But I'm trying to get to bed earlier lately, but it's already 11:30 and I'm not in bed yet. So I haven't done it today because I still have to go shower and get ready for bed. Let's see. Norma says, just popped in at the end. I've always wondered what the Cricut was all about, so I'll watch the replay. Yeah, please do. Please do. And don't worry about misspelling the Cricut, because my circuit, it always turns into circuit, just like Norma's. So Terry says, love my Cricut Maker. Right? I'm just learning it. I'm just learning it. Sandra says, so you could use this to cut business cards too. Technically, yes. Yes, you could. You know, business cards are one of those things that they're pretty cheap to just have them printed somewhere. But if you wanted interesting shapes for your business card, yes, technically this could cut it out for you. This could definitely be cutting it up for you in any shape. If you want a round business card, or you wanted something different. But you know, you could use this for a lot of different things. And when you start to look through the projects they already have, like maybe let's take a look here real quick. Let's see if I can figure out. I always forget where to go to the projects. There they are. There are like tons of projects. Like, so do you want to make a 3D dragon banner? You can do that. Of course, cards are a big thing. You can cut wood on this, like I was saying. So thin wood that's made for this, you can cut it. There's just so much. You can make mugs. You can iron onto pillows to make pillows. I just happened to search like earring tags. And there are 281 results for earring tags. You can also make earrings with these. It's really kind of crazy what you can get. Search jewelry tags. Every kind of shape and style you would want. It's just really cool. It's just really cool. Yeah, so what we'll do, if you want to help us out, we're going to put links to all this stuff I showed you, like the fast photo. Maybe we'll even do a link to the laptop I use and the Cricut Maker that we use. And we'll put those links in the description of this video after we're done. So if you want to help us out, those will be Amazon affiliate links. And you can click on those links. And that'll give us a little kickback every time you buy something from those links. If you have anything else to buy, put them in the cart with that link that you did. You have to check out within 24 hours, but that gives us a kickback on everything. And so even though you're buying from a big company like Amazon, it will help a small business like ours. So Sandra says this was a dangerous live to watch. So if you want to buy a Cricut after this, use our link, please, and we'll get a little kickback for that. And I'll have Andrew make those logos or those affiliate links up, or just I'll have to figure out how to sign into his account and do it. Lorraine says, my daughter made her cards on glass slides. It's crazy what all you can do. Like, it's insane, the different kinds of projects that they have. And they separate the projects by like there's Valentine's Day projects and different for babies. If you have a new baby, what kind of little projects you could do, pet projects. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. You can actually build a little dollhouse with it. It's insane. So I think I'm going to have fun playing with this and doing more things. Bullet journal stickers. Who doesn't want to make stickers? You make your own stickers. So yeah. If you would like to purchase one of these or anything I showed you today, we're going to make some links and we'll put them in the description. Please use our links because that'll help us and, you know, this little local small business of ours. it'll really help if you use those, if you're going to buy one. No pressure, everybody, no pressure, but I'm having a lot of fun, I'll tell you that. All right, so I think that's all I've got for now. If you have any questions, you can send us an email. Let me put that email in there real quick. And I will try, I check this email almost every single day, usually every single day, even on weekends, but I don't always reply right away, especially if it's the weekend or if it's late at night. But if you have any questions about this or what I showed you today, I can't answer many questions above and beyond this probably because I haven't gotten there yet. But anything I showed you today, please feel free. You know, we're always open to your questions. And if you have a Cricut Maker or a Cricut Explorer, I think Explorer is the other one, or Cricut Joy something, it's a little one. It's like this big and it does little stuff. Let us know in the comments here if you're watching and what you use yours for. Because that'll give us all good ideas of what we might be able to use it for, especially if you're in the jewelry world and you're using this and how you're using it for jewelry and jewelry making. I think it'd be really cool. So, yeah, and technically, like when Andrew made the paper beads, technically you could stick the paper he used to this, and you could have this cut out the beads so you didn't have to sit there with scissors cutting out all those V shapes to roll up in the beads. So that's something like that you could do. Sarah says, I'll have to watch the replay for what happened earlier. I'd love to learn more about the Cricut. Yeah, I think it's a really cool thing. I don't know a lot about it yet, but I'm going to share with you. If you liked this video, if you thought it was interesting, give us a thumbs up, give us a share. Sharing helps a lot. And let us know in the comments that you liked it and you might want to see more of these videos. If you want to see more of me learning the Cricut and showing you what I do with it, let us know. And, you know, we're trying to, I don't want to say we're moving from beads all the time. We're not doing that. But we are trying to open up to other things and show you more of our lives in a lot of ways, I guess, like our personal life, what we do to get things done, being small business owners, because I think that's important to a lot of people. Even if you don't have your own official small business, most of you kind of have it when you're making jewelry. You're buying things, you know, you might be giving them to friends, but you might also be selling them here and there. So I think it's interesting to see the insides of things. And Sarah said, good to diversify and explore. I think exploring is the big thing there. Yes, diversifying is good. And we're talking about that internally on things we want to do. But exploring and showing you as we explore and taking you with us, I think that's good because, you know, I know not everyone can get one of these. We're very lucky to have gotten one of these. Should I have? I don't know. I could have put that money somewhere else, but I think this is going to open up other possibilities. And I think, you know, there are lots of people doing things with the Cricut on YouTube. I'm not going to say that we're the only ones. We're definitely not. You can watch any of them. But I know you all out there, you know, you're our support team, right? And I know you watch us and you like to follow our journey, and we like to follow your journeys too. And I think that that kind of meshes. And since you obviously like watching us, those of you who do, and many of you who are watching today also watch us live at 5 all the time. And so you obviously like to see what we're up to and what we're doing. And it's not always about buying. And we appreciate that. We also appreciate when you do buy. But it is one of those things that that I think it's going to be fun. Andrew says, yes, you should have. This will add an extra layer of professionalism to stuff we already do. It's a little polishing up and can add some razzle dazzle, right? Yeah, I think so. I think so. And Andrew also said before, we've been thinking of switching up when we go on because there's a bunch of people vying for our time slot. Yeah, there are people that want our time slot, the live at 5. And I don't know if that's just to say it's live at 5. Some of them aren't even, it's not even 5 o'clock in their time zone. But, you know, the 5 o'clock time slot, as we lost help in the store, it is a hard slot for me to go live because we close the store at 5. So if you've noticed, most of my videos now start at 5:05, 5:10, 5:15 lately because of that. But that does not, if the store is busy, that does not give me a lot of time to prep anything. If the store is slow, like it has been, prepping is no problem, obviously. But when it's busy, it's not, you know, hopefully we get busy again. It's not going to give me much time to do that. The reason we did 5 though was because it did lead right into from when the store ends to so that it didn't kind of extend our public life too much into the evening. But I kind of like these evening talks. I don't know. We'll see. But we are thinking about changing up our time slot. Gilbert is circling me because the chair I'm in is his sleep chair. This is his night chair, huh, Gilbert? Huh, you want to come up, bud? You want to come up? This is his sleep chair. He's getting ready for sleep. He's circling, asking me when I'm going to be moving out of his sleep chair. Sandra says, I always love behind the scenes. I like it too. I like it too. Some of my favorite YouTube people that I watch them because they show that stuff. They show the behind the scenes. They show them doing things, normal everyday things. And I think it's fun to see that because you see the professional side of us, the business only side, the beads but there's a lot that goes on that prepares for all of that, prepares our life to show you what we show you. And I want to try to start giving you some of those kind of backstage glimpses and things like this, where it's just very informal, me showing you something I just learned today, but that I think could be useful for all of you. And so we're probably going to do more of that this year. So opening up, I got my room here cleaned a little bit, so it's not. I can't show you over there because that's the side of the room that isn't cleaned yet. But this side that I showed you, my other desk over here, Gilbert's up there now. This desk here that I have, my little bookcase of all my memories and things, that I can show you. But we're gonna do more stuff. I think we're gonna do more stuff like this, if y'all don't mind. All right, so leave it in the comments if you like this kind of thing, if you want more of this kind of thing, and just more kind of backstage, past kind of looks into our life. I think that could be fun. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you like these late night shows, let us know in the comments too, because you never know. Maybe we'll change to be late night presenters. Who knows? All right. Thank you all so very much, and we will see you back here probably Monday. Probably not before then. Oh, what time is it? It's 11:46, everybody. Last chance gemstone sale. I can't not sell something sometimes. Just want to let you know the last chance gemstone sale. It is on our website. If you want to save 15% on those single strands, all those gemstones, there's only one of each strand. Put in last chance in the discount code on the website. There's a collection on our website. We updated our website. If you missed that talk yesterday, I talked a little bit about that. So you can go back and watch that live. But the website does have the last chance collection. It's going to end at 11:59. 11:59. You have 13 minutes if you want to grab some gemstones before that sale ends. Here's a little hint too. We're going to have another last chance sale coming up soon, but it's not on gemstones. It's going to happen soon. So stay tuned to your emails, and we'll talk a little bit about that on Monday. But yeah, so thank you so very much. Get in on that sale. Don't forget the TGBE, the Great Bead Extravaganza, happens next week. 1 week from today it begins. With preview night next Friday. So the schedule's out. I didn't get it on the Facebook page yet because I've been busy today, but we're going to post the schedule on our Facebook page. Our schedule we posted yesterday. I think I posted before I was supposed to, but oh well. But the actual schedule is going to be posted. I'm going to get that up on the website for the TGBE website, thegreatbeadextravaganza.com. I'm also going to get that on our Facebook page and everywhere we are, probably tonight or tomorrow. So thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you back here. Lorraine says this backstage talk is cool. Thanks. Thanks. I hope you like it because I think we're going to do some more. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great evening. Have a beautiful weekend. And we will see you back here on Monday, if not before. we might do some work with us videos. Who knows? Those are the videos on YouTube, only on YouTube, where we film ourselves in the studio working, and you can work with us. There's no talking. There's no interacting. It's just, do you want somebody to work with you? We're going to be working, so work along with us and hang out. All right? We might do some of those this weekend. If not, soon. All right? Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye now.